Here is our champion Joe, who says in the ring, "You have two options. Either surrender and lose or fight and win." As for me, I took both options, but in the end, I lost. And we see this clip where he was fighting the strongest boxers in the world, who knocked him down to the ground, defeated. But in general, I have no intention of giving up at all. After that, we go to the administrative area and get to know a boxer named Migalops, which is a mix between the sport and technical skills, and we will see. The girl is announcing the competition and says, "I am here to achieve the dream that my grandfather was striving for before he died after he established the Shirato group organization that we are in. Here, and anyone who sees themselves as the best fighter should come and participate and show us, and the four. Fighters who will reach the finals are the ones who will fight each other, and we will see who is the best among them. In front of all the boxers, there are 3 months left. Get yourself ready, we're coming back to our hero Joe." The one who hears his announcement, this man approaches him and says, "I have fixed your equipment." The girl continues speaking and says, "Anyone who can participate, God willing, should be from my nationality, but they must have an identity card." Joe, when he hears this, turns off the television. This person says to him, "Aren't you planning to participate?" He replies, "As you know, I don't have an identity card. We are not even considered residents as long as we don't have identity cards." He gives him his equipment, and we learn the name of our hero in boxing, who is the underdog Joe. He leaves and goes to that person's place and tells him, "We are counting on you to lose today, you underdog." So he tells him, "I am not going to lose today." And that person says to him, "No, you must lose." The old man spoke, so he goes to the old man and asks him, "How is it that every time I fight someone, I must lose?" And he tells him, "You must help me so that I can help you. When you fight seriously, we don't take money. It's a lot. And we're also being threatened because you're winning against the people who are coming from outside, right? I've had enough of losing, my dear. You don't have an identity. And we're also fighting in an illegal ring, but don't be too upset. Next time, I'll make you face a real opponent who will make you exert all your effort. But right now, you need to prepare because there's a match you're going to play now." And indeed, he's stepping into the ring and putting on this equipment. And just then, his opponent comes out, and everyone present is just, they bet on who will win. The one who is in love tells him, "You have 2 minutes. You must hold on to what you only understand at the last minute. He must let you win, and the bell will ring on Monday." They start to move, that person continuously. Joe is being attacked by him. All that Joe does is defend. At that time, he will be freed, and I will give him one in the second. I don't understand what's happening. I was the one who our hero is still being controlled a little by Hitty. The issue, however, is that the round is over. The first thing is that everyone present was betting on this person. But as soon as they saw that the hand of the champion, our fighter, they decided to bet on him, and Joe says, "If I had been fighting seriously from the beginning of the match, I would have given him a decisive blow and brought him to the ground, but you are the one preventing me from the second round starting." This person comes to the old man and tells him, "By the way, the person you brought is very strong. Everyone present started to bet on him, and so he will lose. And we're the ones who will make the money, and our champion is not in trouble. The angle and workers are being beaten all around to win some money, and in the end, this person gives it to him. One brings him to the ground, the garbage dog is. The one who loses after losing gets on the machine. He is very upset, and now he is going to... For the administrative region, at the same time, it became a dot. His owner, Magalo Box, will be in charge of the arena where the championship will take place. He has a boxer named Yuri, and she tells him that he must. He wins the championship no matter what happens. He says, "Don't worry, it's just a quick back." He'll hit Yuki, but he adjusts. At the last moment, he falls and looks at his bag, realizing that this person is a boxer. Yuki goes to him and says, "I'm sorry, keep this number with you, and any financial return you want, we will give it to you." But he tells her, I don't want anything. So she gets upset because he hit her hands, and she is about to leave, but he calls her and asks her, "Are you naming the championship that you... This championship is a trivial thing for you. Let us fight each other so that you can enjoy." Vero is advancing on him and saying, "You must. You take back your words," Dot said to him. "Your dreams, if you want me to apologize to you, come fight me and show me who will win." So he tells him, all right, and both of them take their positions. The fight is still going on, and they will be fighting each other. However, the two decide to go to the ring, and they fight each other. Yes, my friend. The match will be different, of course, my friend. I'm surprised by the equipment they're wearing. This is not an ordinary boxing match. Boxing match that they use. The equipment, and Yuri is the most famous and strongest boxer. In the Megalobox Championship, it means you're lucky if you win. Hey Joe, the bell rings to announce the start of the match. Joe is always charging at him and starts to attack. He just avoids it, and in the blink of an eye, it's in my hand. At that moment, Joe felt that he had won in his face. The person is not ordinary at all, but despite that, he is. Yuri laughs and says to him, "Look, I'm going to be heavy. You have to, that's why I will only use my hands. The left hand supports the right hand, I won't use it at all." He mocks you, "You garbage dog," and says, "Thank you, hero." He goes to attack him, but he avoids it and starts to respond to him. One serious punch attacks from Yuri brought our hero on the ground, counts to 5, only our hero stands up and says, "I will not give up, whatever happens." It seems that he is going to attack him again, but this time, he defends against his attacks and also counters with attacks. In a moment, everything is in his left hand. Joe says to him, "By the way, your smile is arrogant." He moves his arm a lot and attacks her aggressively. Yes, he will confront him, use his hands. If you hadn't used it, it would have been, "Your time is unconscious, isn't it?" Enough with the nonsense now, and let's fight seriously, he says to him. "You have right now, I will fulfill your wish and show you." The real boxer of Megalobox, yes, this is it. The time of the match that I was waiting for has arrived. He moves in the blink of an eye, but in front of him is just this. A mountain that doesn't move. As soon as we stop, he moves his hand. This one moves his hand and gives him a hit in the face. Yes, this is the end for you, Joe. Yuri gathers his things, takes his leave, and walks away. This one gets up and says to him, "What do you think about going out and continuing our fight?" So he says to him, "You dog, I defeated you in your ring if you want to fight me again in my ring." And he takes his leave and walks away, and despite Joe losing in. The match is tough, but he is happy and says "So what are the living weights in the rings?" And he immediately goes to the old man and says, "I want to participate in the Megalobox Championship, all right? I will participate." But you don't have an ID and you won't be able to participate in their official match. Even if you participate, do you really think you can fight the top 4 boxers and defeat them to face them? How? Convince me, you're not a match for any of them. Just forget about all that and get ready to step in. In the ring, you lose again. And indeed he goes to. The old man in the ring tells him he must lose like last time, or else he ignores him. As soon as the match starts, he goes to hit the opponent with one blow. He brings him to the ground. He is the victor. And of course, the old man is very upset with this person. He comes to the old man and says, "Come here, chief. I want you in the chief of the illegal rings." Of course, he is annoyed with Mago and tells him, "If your colleague does it again, I will kill you." So he says to him, "Oh, what is enough for one of us? I won't let it go. My colleague fights in your rings again. I'll let him participate in the Megalobox Championship." And he says, "I like your determination, and I will help you, my friend." And of course, to participate in the championship, he must have a personal ID, so they go to get him an ID, my friend. And with that, he will be able to participate in the championship. And indeed, they get him the ID, and immediately he rushes to the company to register his name, and he actually registers it. And I have Yuri, who is training very seriously, and in the television is introducing the second best boxer in the world after Yuri. And Yuri is finishing his training, but at that moment, he remembers Joe's words when he mocked him, so he goes back to continue training with Mogi. He returns to Joe and tells him, "I signed you up for the championship. You have to put in all your effort." He says, "Don't worry about me, but before we start, we need to adjust your equipment." And as you saw, the equipment that Yuri is wearing is of world-class quality, so we can say that the body of Yuri Dot consists of developed techniques. So he says to him, "Why don't you buy me this equipment, Abu?" Thick-headed, we don't have any money at all, it's different. All this equipment he's wearing, there's no way. No boxer has been able to endure it except for him. So if you wear it, you won't be able to fight with it. And he's just praising him like that. He remembers their match and how he lost with just one serious punch from Yuri. And in the end, he reaches the person who is praying for him. But at that moment, Moji is taking care of this model. Yes, this is the vehicle. The first one made by Shirazu Company before the compact model that Yuri is wearing. They talk like this and these kids come in. And this child is able to get the cameras from the shop owner, who is the one who stole them. And the shop owner gives him a few pieces of candy, but it runs out before he is satisfied. So this child hurts the shop owner, and the shop owner is about to hit him. But Joe defends him, and after that, they leave. And then this child comes after them, and Joe becomes Moji, introducing Joe to a group. And they nickname him, he is a boxer in the world of monsters. The bottom, but he decided to reach the top quickly. And your opponent will be after 5 days. Let's go. It's because, my friend, we need to train. Both of them are coming out. In the ring, and Joe is underestimating him, but he gives him a punch in the face and tells him he must fight me seriously, so he says okay, and rushes at him with very fast punches. But he also blocks them and tells him, my dear, don't rush. But as soon as you get upset, try to keep your defense up while they keep hitting. The young boy is still working. As the days go by, Joe finally receives his equipment, and the kid still is watching them. He might be saying, come on, try your equipment. He gives him one in the stomach, and he brings him down to the ground. Yes, this is stronger than the one I had by 3 times, but the kid comes at him and says, it may be stronger, yes, but the weight that is added to it will make your arm heavier than before. And with that, you won't be able to last even 1 round to keep up with your opponent's speed. And in every dot, its battery will run out quickly. Before the match ends, even if the match hasn't ended and your opponent is fierce, you could die in the worst case scenario. And Joe asks him, what makes you come to see me every day while I train? He tells him, if you're entering the tournament, take me with you, please. So Joe, of course, is shaving him and continues training. 4 days pass, and indeed, the equipment that Joe is wearing is burning, and the two don't know what to do. But at that moment, the kids come in with them, and they have the suit that Mogi. He saw it in the store, and now we know that the child Stitchy is the one who stole it and is getting beaten by the store owner and wants to know who he gave it to. But he doesn't want to give him any answer. The giant is holding him and is squeezing him until blood comes out of his nose. But at that time, Joe is present in the place. And the machine is on the wheel, and the other one is giving him a boy who brings him to the ground and checks on the child to make sure nothing happened to him. But at that moment, the giant gets up again and throws Joe out of the store. The giant says to him, you brought your friends to. They are betting against me and defeating me. And he says, no, I will fight you alone. And he is wearing the gear. Oh, my friend, the battle begins between the two. And the superiority is for Joe, but everything changes as soon as the equipment that Joe is wearing. Of course, the giant takes advantage of this situation, and he uses his equipment and gives Joe a hit. That sends him flying, and the equipment Joe is wearing is getting electrified. But then Seichi breaks it off him, and Seichi. He tells him, I will give you the instructions, do you agree? So Joe, he agrees and tells him to go at full speed. He will attack you with his left hand because he can redeem it. And here is one for him in the sealing of the situation. The winner is Joe due to Seichi's instructions to him. He says to Seichi, are you coming with me to the championship? He is very happy, and after a while, he became Hokage. On the promised day, Joe will take his first match, and the championship is not what it seems. And now it's my turn. Joe, who takes off his gloves, asked him, why isn't he wearing the equipment? Yes, he is. My friend Shaw will fight without equipment, of course. The ones present are wondering what you are. How do you do it? I mean, how can he fight without the bell equipment of the burn match began to attack? He just thinks about it and gives him one in return. His nostrils and my hand have another one, of course, a gathering. He is upset with the other person. That's why he attacks him. Spontaneously, he does what Joe wants and scores. He has one in his stomach trying to escape from him because it looks like it will get stuck, but the other one turns and operates. The stomach of his and gives him one that flies. You're bringing him to the ground. Oh, it looks like you're going to lose, Joe. He's on the ground trying to get up. But he can't, and the referee starts counting. He reached 4, trying to get up, but he can't. The referee tells him to get up, come on, and at that moment he regains his focus. And indeed, he gets up, and they are about to continue the match. However, the first round ends, and his coach is calling out to him. He's calling out to him, but Joe can't hear him at all. The second round begins, and Joe is moving like this. But his body feels very heavy, and the opponent is attacking him. He just avoids all his attacks in the end. He grabs him by the shoulder and brings him down to the ground. He made a mistake. Before we continue, I would like to tell you that if this video reaches 20,000 likes within a day, I will upload the second part, God willing. So come on, show me your enthusiasm, my friends, and let's continue. He has 2 mistakes left, and he exits the match, so he gets up, and the fight continues. As usual, my opponent keeps attacking him, and all he does is evade his attacks. Joe retreats to the corner, and his coach starts to, my hand has the instructions, but I can't hear him completely. He can't really understand how difficult it is. What's happening here? But at that moment, City intervenes and says, you are the one who will continue to fight in the same way, right? Your life will end with all the fans that are here. They are here for the fun. They are not interested. In your life, that's why please listen to our advice. It is, he regains consciousness and sits on the chair again. And Mogi says, I won't deny that you really are, but Very strong, but don't forget that fear is there. It's a natural need in humans and your body is obvious. He's very scared, so he tells him to be strong. What do you want me to do? He laughs and the third round starts, and this time he enters with all his enthusiasm. Yes, it seems that he has changed, my friend, and the fear is no longer in his body. Yes, remember the training that I gave you under the bridge. He is not bothered by his appearance, and he laughs like a fish. That's why he goes to attack him, but he dodges it and gives it back to him in his mouth. Let him dance to your rhythm, you dog. In the streets, and indeed Joe makes Migi walk on the line he drew exactly, is saying to him, come on, this is your decisive blow, give it to him. And this one doesn't need to be told, and he gives it to him in a way that shakes him no. And he also brings him to the ground, and the fault is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, the winner is Joe. The opening of the championship is a knockout boxing. The winner in it is Joe, 3 go, and they are very happy. And after a while, Joe takes another match, and as usual, he is the winner without equipment. And of course, due to Joe's development, this is a knockout. He sits with the investors, my friend, and also Seichi analyzes Joe's next opponent's movements and gives him the instructions that will enable him to defeat his next opponent. And because of the instructions Seichi gave him, Joe is able to triumph over the opponent. And Joe's image has started to spread everywhere. His current ranking is 102, and Yuki is watching his progress. This is frightening, and it makes him feel uneasy, especially at this time. Here we see Mugi, who is looking for boxers to face Joe, and he actually finds a boxer ranked 17, and if Joe can defeat him, then Joe's rank will be 17 and Mogi will be the first to know. The boxer that Joe will face shocks him. A shock of a lifetime because this boxer is a student of Mogi's former student, and his name is Ranja, and we learn that Ranja was enlisted in the army and was on a mission with some soldiers, but he gets separated from them. And due to his bad luck, an explosion occurs in the place where he was. Mogi says about the idea, I thought you died in the war, and he says to him, I also had the luck to be alive to see the coach. I'll help you and make sure your boxer reaches his goal. For the world, that's why I decided to criticize the new fighter you spent your time on. What are you saying about his training? And we now know that Ranja, when he came out of the war, he had lost both of his legs. And he installed 2 in their industrial place, and after his body I treat it 100%, decided that he will enter the world. The boxing from the second, we get to know more about the journey. The first boxing match is in the ring. He played it 10 years ago, but then he joined the army. And what happened while he was still returning to the world of boxing 3 years ago. He managed to reach the top. With this speed, and these are the pictures of the opponents, of those he literally faced in a situation he sends. And it seems that he is going to completely destroy you, Joe. We also learn that Range, as soon as he came out of the war, decided to end his life, but he was very scared. Joe goes to Range and tells him, by the way, I won't make it easy for you at all. You said you would destroy me. But in the episode, we will see who will destroy, who continues his words and tells him who chooses. The road in the end is you. Don't blame others. Your coach is telling him without any words. Give it your all. Joe doesn't waste any time. And he goes back to training with Mogi, what he gives him. His instructions, Joe tells Mogi about. Honestly, you have changed since we entered. In the championship, at first, you used to make us fight to gather the money, but now you feel like you were fighting to prove yourself, but with. Ranja, what is he dreaming about the days of war? And he wakes up startled, looking like he can't forget. What happened? Finally, the promised day has come. Both fighters enter the ring, the bell rings. Both are moving, an attack from here to the attack from here, but the big difference is clear that between Ranja and Joe, Joe is getting up from the ground. He is trying to land a punch, but Ranja dodges him and gives him one. In return, he brings him down to the ground and the count starts reaching 5. And Ranja remembers when he was training him and said, when you play boxing, you must keep your weight. The text is divided into 2 parts, and the 2 parts are equal text. In your right hand and half in your left hand, and thus your future will be amazing. The count reaches 9. But before the referee says 10, Joe gets up and says, I told you what I would destroy, but who are you destroying? Oh my dear, you keep hitting. Moog is looking at the ring and says to him, indeed, you have improved your level in a terrifying way, but still the style of the artificial opponents you have is not letting you move like how Joe moves. He grabs him and tries to push him away, but he brings him back again. And he literally treats him like a boxer. He will be done. In his face, this will be the end, but the bell for the first round rings and Joe returns to the chair, and Mogi tells him, I'm sorry for the problems I brought you from the past. And in the end, it seems like it will make you give up. I was until now playing with him. As soon as I hear the bell, I will break Jody if you don't give me your instructions. Last image, my son. Do you understand or not? The bell rings, Joe moves, and yes, my friend, he weighs in. And the two parts are 2 attacks from here on 2 attacks from here. He says to him, you and I are now playing in the same style. Ranja tells him that this style won't help you against me, and he gives him one that brings him to the ground. For the second time, but he gets up again. But what happens is that the first one keeps happening again. The second round ends and both return to their situations, and Ranja keeps remembering the exaggerated instructions when he told him that when you divide your weight into 2 halves, you will maintain your performance throughout the match. I know that the boxing is tough, but you can handle it, you beast. Until now, he still loves him and doesn't hate him, Mogi. He says the atmosphere is superior to you in terms of speed and the techniques, and you won't be able to defeat him. He wants me to see you destroyed by him, so he says. No, that's not the truth. I'm not going to give up, really. His level is 180 degrees different from mine, and I know why he challenged me. He wants to humiliate you, but it's 1 in 7. It's nearly impossible for that to happen. The third round begins, and the ring is constantly attacking him, and he says, I'll destroy you, he says at the level. You can't destroy me. You need to increase your strength and your punch more than that so you can destroy me, you weakling. He tells him, you brought this upon yourself. One punch in his face and the other in his stomach. That's it. It looks like this is the end, and he says that's it. I have won, but you would have won if you were facing anyone other than Joe, who tells him, I won't give up, nor will I let you destroy me. Ranja is surprised, saying, what's wrong with you, son of strength? What makes you endure all of this? Joe laughs. With a laugh, he provokes him, and he immediately prefers to hit him. Faced without any power or strength in front of him, he keeps hitting him. He hits him like this, remembering some things from the war. He becomes tense, and because of this tension, he throws a punch. In this situation, he immediately takes advantage of it. And he gives him one in the face, bringing him down to the ground. The referee starts counting, reaching to 8, just 2 left, and he loses, but Joe gets up as soon as he finds the chance and keeps hitting him. Until the third round ends, the coaches. They give instructions to their students and the round. The fourth round is starting, and is saying, it looks like you are, hey Joe, I understood the training that I was making. You communicate daily, and I hit you between the 2? Ranja is attacking Joe like this. The kid, the artificial one that he put in his leg, is about to be dislocated. So he gets distracted, and Joe takes advantage of that distraction. Yes, now the table is turned against you, Ranja Joe. He is making him stick to the rope and the edge. The artificial edge is about to be dislocated, but quickly he realizes the situation. And it's an attack from here to an attack from here. The match is intense between the 2 sides. With one hand, he can't do it alone. The other one is responding to him with a subscription. So he tells him, you're not better than me. I'm going to write a comment. And he throws it in his face. Both of them are bleeding. And both of their grips were stuck to each other's faces, but the bell rings, signaling the end of the 4th round. He tells his coach, I'm tired, that's enough. It's a war of punches. I've decided to withdraw, and indeed, he withdraws. And the winner is Joe, who goes back to the room. And he takes off the prosthetic limb that he has attached. His leg, and indeed his leg, he couldn't stand. His leg is bleeding again. He is saying that the doctor told him? The doctor told me that I will be bedridden for the rest of my life. Isn't that enough for me? So he says, really tell him. That's enough for you. Send my regards to Joe and tell him that. I'm also confident in him. As for the other side, we see the announcement about the 3 who will participate in the Megalobox Championship. The first is Yuri, the second is Baby, and the third is Barros, known as the Lion, and the 4th could be Joe. But when Yuri Miko asked him about Yuki's brother, what he says is, of course, you heard about the dog the waist, and he says to him, I know it, I know it. By the way, a lot of people wish for it. He is the 4th, but as you know, the dogs have no place among us, and he won. Originally, these months are all because he fights without equipment, and indeed, Joe became famous in a terrifying way, and the people started to talk about him, and also they will draw him after a while, and Miko will face Joe. It is known that he has never lost in any match before. His cheek and these 2 will compete, and the winner will not. Will he be the 4th place among them, and is that so, Joe? He will have a chance between them or not, but for us, Joe has no chance. Moog and Shiraz both hear this talk. In the media, they will be very upset because the media is underestimating Joe Mogi while he stands. So Yuki is passing by her, and he says to her, "By the way, you also specified the match, didn't you? I've determined who will win, and the one who will win is your brother, of course. The purpose of the match is to make you..." Your brother doesn't seem like that. You know that the fans will ask him about it, and what will you say then? So she tells him, "I allowed your boxer to send it from his last match, and in the end, the championship is open to everyone except those who do not use the equipment. It seems that this match was over, my friend. Let's move on to the match. What is happening between Miko and Sho, and Miko is the one who is in control. Sho's punches are quick, but Miko, he can read the movements of his opponent, but although Joe's defense won't break easily, but it's Miko who gives him one in the second, and in the end he gives him the winning case. It's Miko who says, "I now have a chance to enter the championship and be one of the four." Miko continues speaking and says, "I will be one of the four, but only when I challenge one person, and that is the worthless one, Joe. As soon as I defeat him, I will say to myself that I deserve to be one of the four." He'll be happy, but Joe tells him, "Can't you see that something strange is happening?" So he says, "I understand what you mean, and it looks like they're setting a trap for them in this situation. Since they have set a trap, I need to increase my strength as much as I can." The first time he takes off the shirt he was wearing, his body is full of bruises. Despite that, he wants to get hit, but my mind tells him, "My dear, with those injuries, if you go to the ring and your opponent hits you in your bruises, you'll just be howling, and as you know, rest is part of the work. Let's go to the company. What is it that everyone present is? We don't understand what Miko has done anymore. What makes one of the four fight? It's pointless to prove himself. He has already done so. We don't know what Miko is thinking, regardless of everything else. Don't forget that he is against us, which means if he won the championship, and many things will happen to us. We don't know her?" And Yuki says, "I don't know, yeah. Brother, do you know my goal or not?" And Moki, as usual, he looks for a boxer to make Joe stronger. Then the first thing we go to is Yori, who is like, "This, my friend, is examining." And the doctor says, we can't say that the equipment he is wearing, his equipment has now become a part of his body after. But he goes out to train with that person. He will bring it to him in the second one. The earth is ready, and the next one will be just like it. The first outfit is also brought to the ground through 2 punches, and Yuki says to him, "Now you have become..." Her brother Motalk is telling her, "I know. You are the one who passed the match between us, and in between, you were confident that Shaw would defeat me. It's not just that, the opposite happened, and I know you will make an effort. Your effort to defeat me is because now I am no longer part of the company." So it says, "Why are you going around in circles? This is my grandfather. He chose me, but he didn't choose you." He is telling her, "This is your last chance. Prove yourself. It's up to me." We then move on to our hero Joe, who is he trains like that, and there is a line of people who want to see him. He is training, yes, like that teacher, but he is telling him, "You have an advantage on the field, so you are the first to..." The holiday is used when you have a delay in the schedule. And the defense is not with you, and you are superior like this. They have to because you are not using any tools at all, but all this will change because of the intelligence model. The artificial one that Miko uses he determines his opponent's movements, which means he doesn't have any. The delay in his reactions is different from anyone else. You faced him before, the ones you were facing. As we have just mentioned before, they are delayed in the attack, and Joe takes advantage. The situation he is in and gives him a structure that brings him to the earth. Yes, its strength has increased due to his training in the apartment. He continues his speech, deeply involved, and says to him, Now you have the ingredients, but if you don't, what will happen is that he will give you. One will bring you to the ground. That's why I will teach you all the possible patterns, and you, my dear, focus on any mistake Joe makes and let us know about it." In order to find an antidote for him, he tells him, "All right, old man, I'm not going to let you rest." So he says to him, "As long as you have energy, I have the same energy. The ones you have prefer to be beaten until the promised day is coming. Miko will face Joe. Today is Tuesday. They are going out like this to the ring meets Miko, and Joe says thank you. It's really that you challenged me. Let's go out to the ring," says to him. "Unfortunately, you won't make it. On the ring, you occupied Garbage Dog. Your identity must be verified in order for you to participate. In the championship, you are also losing intentionally. The illegal prayer, what will happen if the information that leaked to the public is not supposed to be, they will attack him. but the old man gives him one. Makes him faint? I know why I chose a dog the trash, so that they can challenge him because it will make him withdraw before he goes to the ring. And indeed he did. What happens is Miko goes to the ring and everyone is wondering about the trash dog and the time. The specified time runs out before Joe goes to the ring. And thus the winner is Miko Joe. As soon as he opens his eyes, he finds himself at home and feels upset. He is very angry and trying to vent his anger into a bag. The boxing and the media do not understand what happened. That made Joe withdraw, even though he had the chance to be one of the four. And despite what happened, Mogi is not planning to give up. He will continue with his betting. Mogi tells Joe, I'm sorry, and he tells him, are you apologizing for that? If we had entered the ring, I would have been able to defeat him. He tells him, if you had gone into the ring, he would have revealed all your secrets. And with that, everything will end. Think about it like this. If Miko wanted to get rid of us, he would have done it by now. He has been wanting to break our eyes for a while now. What makes Miko want to get rid of you anyway? Specifically, he could have chosen anyone other than you for the reason. But who actually made Moog reach? To conclude, yes, the leader Fuji has an identity. The person who gathered all this information about Joe? The person who gathered this information about Joe originally, he was being bet on when he was fighting in the streets, and the speed they brought with them began to... They reveal everything they want to know and show. While he is training like this, Miko comes to him and says, I am the one who will finally face you, you obedient dog. What we learned about this person is that he used to work at Shirato Company, and he, Yuri, and a few others. They were conducting research on equipment and how to develop it, and at the same time, while they were doing research on the equipment, her brother was also doing research, but it ended up with her making tools for the strongest. Boxer, and of course her brother and Yuri, will not give up. They quickly made several with artificial intelligence, and on Monday in the challenge, who do you think will win among them? Who will be able to sell the product they created? If Miko wins the boxing championship, then he will manage the company, and he will also be able to control the technology of the entire world. However, Yuki knows that her brother is superior to her because of the suit he designed, which he uses artificial intelligence in, because artificial intelligence detects some signals, as we explained a little while ago. And these signals are generated. Imagine that he will face someone from, he was afraid of Joe, my friend. And Boogie decides to use his enemy's enemy. My friend, that's why he goes to Yuki and explains to her the reason why Joe withdrew from the match, and he tries to convince her to redo the match, but she tells him no. He tries to convince her that Joe is his weak point, but she tells him you have something hidden and you don't want to tell me why. Because of that, take your things and leave, but he was counting on. And he seemed to know everything she was hiding. And then he started to threaten her and said, imagine if I revealed the information I have to the public. Everyone will know that your company let a fake identity into your championship. And if I let the world know that you conspired and chose the 4 contestants to be eliminated and kept them locked in the room until the announcement of the 4 contestants is over, and at night they announce Yuri and Baby and Paris and so on. Finally, they will announce the 4th, which is Yuki only. Then Joe goes in and tells them the situation. We haven't counted yet. You and I are still not there. The subject between us in the ring, he says to him, oh, you're a coward. You took some of you and left before we fight, you and me. And then it shifts to Yuki and says, do you like what's happening here? She says, I'm not happy with the situation, and Yuki is turning against me. Her brother, and she tells him, we are not going to decide the match. The events that took place between you and them were merely understand me. You both need to decide. The matter between you and the ring is what he says, I'm going to destroy you. I'm really going to destroy you in the match. The fight is between the two, but this match was one-sided, with Miko attacking Joe, but he is dodging all his attacks and hitting him with a barrage. This barrage was enough to make him see his situation, but there's something strange about how Miko is able to predict Joe's moves without using tools. Yes, my friend, the tools he is using now are different from the ones he was using before. Come again, but yes. My friend, the workers are hitting back as usual, thinking about the amount of training he received with Moji, so he decides to turn against him and comes down on him with a rapid barrage. But he defends against all his attacks and tells him, really? Your punches are world-class, but you have no chance against me. Boom! He brought him to the ground, continuing to provoke our hero, who gets up in a frenzy, about to attack him again, but this one knocks him down. And the second round ends and Moji is very on our hero, but he tells him, just as you said. Previously, it was not determined who would be the one for this holiday. He will win in the fight, not what you said. Is it still cold? The match isn't over yet. Miko is asking about the balance in what they say the balance is not right for his suit. Between your body and the suit, it's 73%, of course. He is upset because it doesn't match his body. 100% no. And there can also be side effects from his use of the suit while saying, I preferred to train. I preferred to get beaten up so that I could keep his suit. Artificial intelligence is 100% physically proportional. But I was reaching a certain percentage and the device is malfunctioning. The important thing is that we continue with the third round and Joe workers are striking and he says, I will prove myself, won't I? For my sister only, no to the whole world, and you, Joe, you are the one who will help me reach this point. Even though Joe is the one hitting, Dot says, are you trying to make me understand that you're weak boxing matches? You'll be a real boxer, man. Don't let me down. Laugh, and then he gets angry and comes down on him heavily and gives him. He alone in the second takes them out of the ring. Mugi says to Joe, get back in the ring. I won't give you any instructions, but all I can tell you is that you must win. And he really goes out to the ring, and Miko feels this strange aura coming from him. He also remembers when he asked Yuri what made him wear Yuki's suit. You weren't the one who used to wear my suit, so he tells him, I chose Yuki's suit to win, and that's all there is to it. He moves and is still about to throw it in his face because he avoids it and returns it to him saying, I am the boxer, the real one, and I won't accept anyone else's goodness. It's me. The real boxer, you dog, just a little bit. He hugs him and says, my name is Joe. And just a little bit, he brings him back. On the ground, Joe gets up and the match continues, but there's something strange. Joe isn't defending himself at all. You're mocking him, aren't you? He approaches him, and still, he was about to hit him in the face, but he stands still. After that, he keeps attacking him, but not in the face. Just, what's going on? Why doesn't he want to attack him in the face? These were the questions. The audience knows that he did not attack him in his face because he was afraid of Joe. Yes, that was a trick from him. And even if he attacked Joe in the face, Joe was going to counter it. And he would attack him with a counter. Joe is advancing on him again. And again, he lowers his arm down. And Mogi says, Joe is going to attack you like last time directly from the right. You should anticipate his left. And indeed, he is doing what is happening and gives it to him in the ring's ceiling with safety. You are the master? Yes. Joe won with a knockout blow on Miko with a single strike from Joe, who is severely injured, was supposed to bring it. Miko on the ground? Yes, he is the final competitor. Miko gets up and tells Joe that he doesn't have the equipment. How did you know the last one? He says to him, I don't know, my body moved on its own. He says to him, okay, greets him and takes his leave. And Yuki walks saying to Yuri, just as I said, your brother is useless and the equipment he has its makers are of no use, just like you in this situation. You'll have to prove that I'm the only one who deserves it. I control the technology of the world. Then Joe went around to Yuri and told him, I came to you in your ring, champion. Yuri will be fired up with excitement, and our hero Joe is one of the top 4 boxers in the world. Then they went to celebrate, but Mogi leaves them and goes to talk to whom? How is Fuji? What is he saying? Of course, what you remember the agreement that took place between me and you, right? I'm sorry, Mogi, but the journey will end. Of course, you remember the agreement that took place. Between you and me, I hope I haven't forgotten it, he says to him. So give me a moment, or nothing at all in that instant. This is Joe coming out and telling Fuji, don't you notice that you should come a little earlier? I still can't give you the money until the real fight begins. But Moji tells him there is no real fight that will begin. What do you mean? Yes, a shock by all standards, and we know now that the agreement that took place between Moji and Fuji is when Moji said to him, I will bet my life that Joe will win the championship. Megalobox? But he told him, I'm not interested. In your life or the mess, all I want is it the money, or should I tell you something? What is it? He will enter the boxing field and win more than one match, but there will be a match where he must lose. There are pillars, and in this match we will be betting on the opponent, because we already know that he will win. And thus we won't let Joe face Yuri because we already know that he won't be able to win against Yuri? Yes. I mean, in short, my friend, both of them were also taken out on the ring to lose, not for victory. Moji agreed with Foj because he wasn't confident. Originally, Joe will be able to reach the finals, Joe. He tells him that all the training you were, with the training he receives and all the motivation you provided. He motivates me to the ring, everything he wrote. He says to him, hey Joe, you know those like us who... They don't have an identity, so they can't actually enter. The boxing championship was not in front of me at all. Another option other than the one I agreed with my friend for, you will now be issued an identity if you lose in the championship is definitely in another tournament that will start. And you go in and win. So listen to this. The words in the video say to him, "You are despicable. That's your nature. From the beginning, you are a slave to money. It's wrong that I even thought of you this way." And he leaves them and walks over to Mogi and says to him, "If he doesn't lose in the next match, you know what will happen? It's not just you who will die. No, they both will die with you. The dream in one moment turns into a nightmare, and the next day it became in." A press conference is being held, but our hero is not present. Yuki is trying to reach out to him in any way, but she can't, and even Yori is surprised about why he didn't come, while everyone is asking about him and his team. Let's go to him, as he is at his old mechanic, who asks him if he got lost on the way or what. He replies yes, and Mugi goes to the child Seishi and tells him to wear these clothes and come with me, but he says, "I am not. I'm coming with you wherever you are because that's it, what we have. We were dreaming of him, but it won't happen, all because of you. You exploited him. You are a selfish man." He says to him, "But you also exploited Joe because you knew that he will reach the top, and thus you are taking revenge. Do you know who my father is?" "Yes, I did. I searched for you and found out that your father was working as an engineer in Shirate Group Company, just stole the research from him. His thing that he worked on for many years. It revolved around the equipment, the modern one, and after his research has been completed. He tried to do anything with them, but he didn't know, and in the end, he died feeling frustrated. And your mother, as soon as she knew he died, she was also upset about him and died. But Bashi tells him everything you said is right, so Mugi tells him to come with him, and they go to my place. The party that Yuki is throwing, and he tells him to take this weapon and go kill her. He pulls out the dagger, and he keeps thinking about his father and mother, but he says no, I won't be a criminal like them. My revenge will be reaching Joe to the top. Mugi tells him that you trust Joe. He says to him, I have blind confidence in him, and he says it's fine, but during this period you must hide, because I might not be able to protect you from Fuji. He asks him, where will you take me? And they take him. A friend stayed with Yoko and introduced her to everything. Le Bosache has agreed that she will take care of it. He has my identity card for the Satisho. He tells him to keep it with him, and the next day there is the final qualifiers. The first match will be played on between Yuri, Spotter, and Yuki. You go to the army. And this match is being held because she did that too. They impress them with their equipment, and thus they fund it. So that her project can continue, Yuki helps. She comes to her and tells her all of the information. His equipment is indeed real, and his father contributed. In an unnatural way to manufacture the equipment, let's go. To the match, which is finally starting, and Joe is standing up there and watching the match. And he is very upset, and there is a hit from here too. A hit from here, and the match between them is equal. But a quick strike gives him one in the face. Pharaoh says to him, by the way, I liked you. And Spider is trying to leave him. But he dodges and gives him one in the second. He brought him to the ground. The count begins, and he reaches to 8. He is the victor with the knockout blow, finishing him off. Within 2 minutes after the match ends, Joe is celebrating, showing off his knockout punch. Fury tells him, right, what is it that prevents you from using the equipment? He replies, I like to fight with my hands. I don't like to rely on the equipment. And when I fight with my hands, I feel joy. It's terrible when he fights with the equipment. And he says to him, so what's your dream? My dream is to meet someone in the ring, a real killer book. So for you, Yuri, what is your dream? I have a very big dream, and I don't think you'll understand it. And the next day, the match will start. Joe will face the Lion Glenn, and Joe, who doesn't know what to do, whether to fight to win or fight to survive, and he feels very sorry for himself, and suddenly he faces Mogi and tells him about, you are a genius. You have deceived the entire world, and the whole world is betting on Joe to win. But this time, he will lose. And Fuji locked himself up, so that he doesn't go down to give instructions to Joe. Let's go to the ring, and the first one to enter the ring is the Lion, who enters with a bold entrance. While everyone is shocked by my dad because now he is wearing equipment, and everyone says he must wear the equipment because now he is facing the Lion who defeated him 3 times. He must be scared of him, and Joe must be wearing the earpiece. Yes, it looks like he has decided. The matter is decided that he will lose the match from the start. and the lion keeps attacking him, showing that he is not understanding what made him wear this equipment. Muji tells Joe that he will lose in the third round, so don't take it easy with him in the first round. Put pressure on him, and it's an attack from us on an attack from here. But still, my friend, the lion is not easy, and the advantage is his in the first round. The second round ends, and our hero charges at him recklessly, and because of this recklessness, he hits him, and at that moment, he calms down, turns to him, and gives him 2 punches and then 1 in his stomach and the 4th in his face. The second round is ending, and Mogi is telling him, "Come on, champion, because you will lose in the third round." And in front of me, Mogi says he must lose in this round because all our clients have bet on him. This means there is no argument. He must lose the third round. The third round starts, and he has been listening to all this talk for the last minute. He must lose. And it's a hit from here to a hit from there, and suddenly Mogi is talking to him again and says, "Looks like you understood. The subject is wrong who said that you will gain your freedom. You are dogs, and I am your master. You will continue to work for me for the rest of your lives." He will fight his whole life in my ring, and the lion keeps hitting Joe without mercy, and Joe wants to move but doesn't want to. And at that moment, this guy arrives at the ring and tells him, "Joe, you have to fight for yourself. You must not lose to reach the top." But that's it, my friend. He has lost to right completely, and the lion gives him 1 in. He hits him and brings him to the ground, and he doesn't care about anything else. He encourages him, saying, "Don't let me down, Joe. Even the wave has turned. Don't let me down, Joe. Even the wave has turned." On my watch, he hits the guards who are watching him, and he tells him, "You have to get up. You have the talent." And indeed, the friend gets up, and this time he takes off the equipment he was wearing. He no longer has but 30 seconds left until the end of the match. And for Joe, that's more than enough because he has already decided to finish the fight, and indeed, with just 1 hit to his face, he brought him to the ground. The winner is the feasibility exhaust Joe, and thus the match has been determined. The final match will take place between Yuri and the unfeasible Joe. Yuki says that Yuri is an enthusiastic king. Why is that? He tells her that he now feels like real boxing, but my friend, because of what Joe did, he is Moji Fuji from Rahimshi. Moji completely said to him, "Because of what you did. Come on, get out," and he doesn't lie about any news. And indeed, he takes it off. Oh my god, I just wanted to see Joe reach the top. Now he sacrificed his eyes. In order for Joe to achieve his goals, Fuji says he is the most important person. He wanted to see Joe reach the top, sacrificing his eyes. To make his dream come true, there are indeed people with loyalty. That's it. I decided to erase you, Moji, and I won't. I'll kill you. Is there really a normal person who can do something like that? At the same time, Yuki is signing the contract with the army, and the deal between them is done, and the army commander is very happy with this deal and says that Yuri must win in this match. She understands, so she tells him, of course, Yuri the Absolute won't lose, and then she goes to find out. Yuri says that the deal is between them and the army. It's done, we are close to achieving our dream. And all of this is because of you, and you just want to celebrate. He tells her, I want to remove the equipment that is on my body. I want to kill Joe in the ring. Without equipment, she tells him that this matter will be very dangerous, but despite that, I want to remove it from my body. She tells him, if you are going to remove the equipment from your body, I will cancel the championship. He tells her, I came to let you know that I have already taken my decision, and I leave it to the dream that both of them have. They were participants together, now it has become her dream. She is alone, and at the same time, this is how Joe becomes. He is getting tired, and he tells him that he needs to rest. But he tells him no, I have to push my effort because of the match that will take place between me and Yuri. Literally, it will be devastating, and he is hitting like that, Ranja. He comes to him and says, what is this? How did you get here? I called you because you both trained together, and I know, Joe, if no one had stopped you, you would have been a champion. The boxing match is why I invited him to be your training partner, so he tells him the words it's easy, but the action is hard. Both of them go to the ring, and Joe says your leg is good, so he tells him, don't worry. And both of them are training him, and Mogi is deeply confident that Joe will win in the championship. As for Yuri, he goes to meet Mika and says, by the way, I expected you to come a little earlier, but it's very good that you came. I'm sorry that the place here is not good, but the thing it's here regarding what I asked you for. Can you do it or not? He says, yes, let's go. Come on, yes, just like it came to your mind right now. My friend Yuri went to Mika to help him remove the equipment that is on his body. He says the situation is going to be very dangerous. The equipment has now become part of your body. Are you afraid of failure? No, everything in the situation is on you. He says, I am sure that I have to remove this equipment to face Joe. He tells him to do what he wants, and he sedates him. Then the operation begins, and after a while, my friend really... He succeeds and immediately goes to his sister, and his sister comes. Don't worry about Yuri, he tells her not to be too upset. By the way, the goal is originally from his boxing field. I knew it, yes, it's a showcase of equipment. And Yuri completed his mission, that's why he became. Let him choose what he wants, so she says I will refuse this matter and I will cancel the Megal boxing championship because it's not acceptable for two to go to the ring and not fight with equipment, so he tells her, do what you want and as soon as you come back. The company is asking for assistance too. It really brings up everything related to Joe's past. It has everything, my friend, regarding Joe's past and, he was fighting in illegal rings. He was deliberately losing when he originally entered the Megalo tournament. Boxing so that he loses intentionally. And you tell me this indeed, Joe. You are interesting. Let's go back again. Joe has been working hard until now. He trains with Ranja and Moji, remembering the first time they met, when Joe was fighting in an illegal ring. Legitimate and won it. And since then he decided that why does he include him after finishing the training? My friend asks Ranja what he thinks of him, and he tells him, by the way, he is really amazing, and his skills have developed in an unnatural way, and he could actually win in the championship, and then he would show the process. And of course he keeps screaming and is in pain in an unnatural way because the anesthesia has worn off. He sat for more than an hour and a half, in pain and hitting the wall, and after he calmed down a bit, Yuki comes to him and says, what do you think? Should I give you the anesthetic again and get on? He is saying to her, no, I won't do it. Something like this, and she also knows that the person who taught him boxing informed him that there is someone who will be born in the same generation who will want to defeat him from the depths of his heart. And this person came, and he is Joe. She really accepts these ideas of his, and she leaves him and goes to Joe. She gives him his identity that fell from Seishi when he was in the ring. He really took it from her. And he tells her, I don't think you traveled this entire distance just to hand it to me. You want something from me? So she lets him know that she knows everything about his past, and although she knows that the identity that he had a fake deal, but it will make him face Yuri. And you also know that Yuri took the equipment that he has to prepare his body to face a real match against you. When he hears this word from here, he will explode from the enthusiasm and he prefers to train day and night. The same thing. Finally, it has been done with Yuri after a long time. The awaited day was today, and he was in the room. Changing clothes, dancing, and in a quantity literally happy and content, not just in a superficial way. Normal, and after it's done, I shake my hand. His lucky charm is telling Joe to show everything. Don't hold back your strength again, he says. Yes, coach, and the two remain, oh. My friends go to the ring, and of course everyone. They are present and are being wronged because of this championship. The boxing field means that boxers must be... They are wearing metal, but now those who have arrived for the finals, we are not wearing any equipment, so that's it. It definitely won't make you feel good right now while you're going to fight me. Honestly, without equipment, the feeling is very intense, and the excitement of the match between them is about to begin. Hey friend, we have reached the 4th round, and it's a tie. From here, it's a tie, and no one is expecting who will win. Although Moji can't see with his eyes, he tries to determine the positions of both fighters by listening, and he also gives instructions to Joe. The 3rd round is ending, and Joe looks at Yuri's back, surprised at how he is even enduring this pain. What's more frustrating is that he is defeating him efficiently. On Monday, they are supposed to be with Joe. It's the upper hand because the other one is injured. FDWT Ali MJ Moji Baikul Anan Arf Enk. I'm surprised, but I want to introduce you to something, which is that Yuri has been in the boxing ring since the hour he entered. He never lost, and he is not considered human at all. The 5th round begins and Mika is watching. In the match, he really says, Yuri, you are not. You are a beast despite the pain you feel, but you stand like a mountain, as usual. 2 punches from here, but at the moment, Joe opens a gap, and Yuri wants to attack him, but he can't, and he also can't just leave him like that. He opens his mouth, and of course he gives it to him in the face, and he keeps attacking him until he opens another gap. This time, of course, Yuri won't let it go. He gives him one in the chin and brings him down to the ground. Normally he would reach 6, but this one won't give up, and he gets up. But despite that, Yuri has transformed and put pressure on Joe, even the black one, And once again, my friend, he brings him down to the ground, but as usual, our hero will not give up and gets back up and tells him, yes, that's what I want. I want you to dance with me. So he says, okay. And she is hitting from us on a hit from here. And this match is equal between them. And Moji is trying to help Joe in any way. That's why he focuses on the moves to show. And he is concentrating in an unnatural way. And then he says to Joe, I want you to calm down. And as soon as you find that Yuri's fitness is very good, you will take advantage of that moment and give him a punch. He says to him, all right, and the round is his. But really, Yuri's fitness has started to decline. So much so that even the water flowers he drinks, he takes it from the one that falls from his hand in Fafstichi. The 7th round begins with the earth in its hands. Although Yuri's fitness has decreased significantly, and the pain he feels, but despite that, he is strong. Workers strike, and he says there is no mercy at all. What is this? It seems that I have exceeded my expectations, and you are not at the same level I was imagining. Hey Joe, workers are hitting Joe. We're getting to the round. The 10th is not 11, nor 12, and it is not from you. Hey Joe, the wave is rising with the clubs. Joe is thinking, with his dream, Joe is truly motivated and stands in the ring. Once again he says, Yuri, I won't lose. No matter what happens, he tells him to bring what he has. It's a hit from here to a hit from here and a hit from here. A punch is thrown from here and the match is on. It is burning in an unnatural way, and we are seeing now that this is an epic match. The exchange that is happening between the two is not... It's completely natural for everyone watching the match. They must engrave this scene in their memories because what's happening is not natural at all. And both at the same moment are saying we are living the best moments of our lives. And after the fight that we witnessed, we see someone being taken to the hospital. Yes, my friend, the winner is our hero Joe, and he is actually able to win against Yuri because Yuri was tired. Due to carrying the equipment on his body, just as we were from the beginning, it will take a while to pass. The time is like this, and we see that Mogi has opened a boxing gym for homeless children, and we see what he will show now that he is unable because he has removed the equipment from his body, while our hero, Joby, is very happy that he has now achieved his dream. And that's it. Now we have reached the end of the first season, and do you want a second season or not? If you like this anime, then you must watch the best anime boxing in history, Hagemonio, which is the one that appears in front of you, my friend. Don't forget to do like and subscribe, and may you remain under God's care.